Well, hello everyone. First, I just want to say a massive thank you to everyone who's helped inCARnation get off the ground and hit over 1,000 subscribers and almost 100,000 views in just 7 or 8 months. Mark and I have you to thank for that, so thank you very much. YouTube informs us that as of today, we have now made approximately $13.64 from the channel. Wow, very inspiring. We're on a mission now. More cars, more reviews, more often. 1 million views, why the hell not? What we found really cool is how friends and viewers, even people we don't know, have offered their cars to be reviewed. So, as soon as the thunderstorms are gone, we'll be back into it. Next week is an absolutely mint Aston Martin DBS. How about an F-Type Jag, supercharged of course, an MG R V8, that's a bit quirky, Porsche Carrera, Lamborghini Huracan Evo, Japanese cars too, Supra, a big horsepower Evo 8, and a Tommy Mackinnon Evo 6, RX-7 SP, RX-8 SP Turbo. I personally like to review some old timers, but I know Mark's not quite so keen to get in the bench seat of a Hillman Hunter or an Austin A30, but I know he'll go for the E-Type Jag. Why don't you tell us in the comments what you'd like to see? Should we do the old bangers as well as the exotics? Much sooner though, Porsche have offered a brand new Taycan, hopefully it's a Turbo S, and I'd really like to see what a heavy car like that is like on the twisty stuff. Seeing as we're talking electric cars, have you seen the just announced but not yet released Hyundai Ioniq 5, and even better the Kia EV6 GT? That is actually a serious bit of kit. Over 500 horsepower in a Kia, and it actually looks quite good. Hopefully later this year when they hit our shores, I'm going to really push for one of those. Anyway, too much talk. Today, Mark is your host, so let's go for a flat-out qualifying lap with him at one of the world's really, truly great circuits. Over to you, Mark.
Something a little different today on inCARnation Australia for you. Been raining a lot here in Sydney. We've had a tough time getting out on the road to do our usual reviews for you. I'd like to share the qualifying session from my last race with you. Suzuka 2019, driving for Absolute Racing, my old team. I had a lot of success with them. In fact, we were successful in Suzuka in 2010, winning 2 races for Aston Martin there. On this occasion, driving with Anderson Tornado from Indonesia, I was selected to drive alongside him in the world debut for the Audi GT4 race car. We had a lot of people from Audi with us watching. It was important we did well. And I'd like to share my qualifying lap with you, and I'll talk you through each one of the corners on this famous circuit. Without doubt, one of the top 5 circuits in the world on any racing driver's list. As we come down the main straight here at Suzuka, it's actually very downhill. Surprising how undulating the track actually is. Very important to do a circuit walk here, and you can learn a lot as you do that. Down to turn 1, we carry a lot of speed in, quite downhill, early apex, flow to the outside of the circuit. Turn 2 is very uphill, using the uphill gradient to slow the car, back on the apex, back on the gas early. We arrive at the S's here now. Unique part of the circuit, nothing like this anywhere in the world. Each corner leads to the next. You get one wrong, you get the next one wrong. Apexes are critical, throttle balance is critical. No room to pass and only one line through here. As we approach the next corner, the Dunlop curve, very early apex, hard brake on the way in. Get the apex early, then back on the throttle, flat out, as you can see from the graph. Walls are very close, very much an old school circuit at this point. Down into Degner 1, early apex, lovely cambered corner, hard brake for Degner 2, beautifully cambered corner, back on the throttle very early. Under the flyover, the only circuit in the world that has one of these. Approach down to the hairpin, flat out on the first part, hard on the brakes, you can hear the ABS chirping. Right on the apex here, important to get back on the throttle flat out early. The next section of track is completely flat, very undulating, very narrow, walls on either side of the track, a little like a street circuit. A lot of crashes happen here, but a fun part of the track. Down to the famous spoon curve, we're on the brakes, down the gears, early apex, flowing out to the edge. Apex here is very critical, long back straight here, uphill all the way. And this leads us up to the 130R corner, probably one of the most famous corners on any racetrack in the world. Very, very quick. In most cars, not so quick in the GT4, we don't have a lot of aero. Very challenging, easy to get wrong, but you certainly know when you get it right. Apex is critical, using all the road on the exit. Down here to the chicane, the very famous section of the track. First apex is critical, second apex very important. Back on the throttle, full throttle early, carrying that speed all the way down the main straight. So this lap time actually achieved third on the grid for us, which was a pretty good result given the balanced performance we had with the R8 GT4 on this particular occasion. This led us to a pretty good race weekend. The two races we finished second and third. Anderson and I were pretty happy with that. Audi Sport were very happy with it. It was a great privilege for me to be able to drive here again. I've had success there before, and to be teamed up with my old team Absolute Racing was a great honour again. I look forward to racing again at Suzuka hopefully soon, and we hope to share some more of those experiences with you as we do so. Thanks for watching.